Hi, and welcome to week 3 of Thrive Beyond Food. This week, we're turning our focus to something that's both practical and deeply protective: mealtime budgeting and prep routines. Now, before we dive in, I want to reassure you that this is not about rigid meal planning. It's not about doing everything just right. This is about reducing overwhelm and helping your nervous system to feel safe, supported, and less triggered by the chaos of daily food decisions. So let's begin with the science. Every time you have to make a decision what to eat, when to eat, whether to cook or order in, your brain uses energy. This process is handled by your prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain responsible for planning, impulse control, and long-term thinking. But here's the catch. The prefrontal cortex is energy intensive and prone to fatigue. According to research by Baumeister and colleagues, every decision that we make throughout the day depletes our cognitive resources. This phenomenon is known as ego depletion or decision fatigue. You've probably heard about that one. What does that mean for us? It means, but by the time you're hungry and tired after work, after stress, or at the end of the day, your brain might not have enough fuel left to make a supportive food choice. That's not failure, that's physiology. When the prefrontal cortex is drained, your brain defaults to the path of least resistance, automatic behavior. That's when the deeper, older parts of the brain take over: the craving brain, the comfort-seeking brain, the just get me through this brain. For someone recovering from processed food addiction, that often means reaching for foods high in sugar, flour, fat, and salt, because these foods light up the brain's reward system fast. In fact, a study in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences showed that even trained professionals, like judges, made significantly worse decisions when they were mentally fatigued. Their brains simply couldn't sustain wise, fair choices. So if you've ever found yourself making different food choices at night than you would in the morning, this is why, and it's not your fault. We don't fix this with willpower. We fix it with structure. What is a mealtime budget? Well, this week's skill is all about creating a mealtime budget, a plan for when you'll prepare and eat food. Not what, but when. So think of it like a time-based safety net. You're giving your brain and your body a consistent rhythm that says, you don't have to scramble. We've got this. So here's how to begin. Step 1 is to identify one prep window. Not 5, just 1. It might be Sunday afternoon or Wednesday evening or even 15 minutes before lunch. Keep it short, keep it realistic. And the next step is to choose one thing to prep. Maybe it's washing some vegetables. Maybe it's roasting a tray of vegetables. Maybe it's portioning soup into containers. You don't need a full plan. Just one thing is enough. And the next step is anchoring one meal. Instead of trying to plan your whole day, just choose one meal that you'll support with structure. Maybe that's breakfast. Maybe that's lunch. Maybe that's dinner. Start small. The goal is to reduce chaos, not to create more of it. Now, you might already feel a little inner pushback. A part of you might be saying, I don't have time for this. Or if I plan and fail, I'll just feel worse. This feels too controlling. Those are protector parts. They've likely been with you for a long time, trying to prevent shame or burnout or a sense of failure. In internal family systems, we don't ignore these parts. We listen to them. Asking yourself, what are you afraid would happen if I start preparing meals? What have you been protecting me from? Can we try something small together? Sometimes that's all it takes, a moment of compassion to shift from inner conflict to inner cooperation. This is more than meal prep. This is nervous system regulation. When you reduce food-related chaos, your system begins to come out of hypervigilance. You stop bracing for the next emergency and start trusting that support is already in place. Research in human recovery shows that predictable, repeated exposure to non-threatening structure helps the brain build new patterns of regulation. When you prep even one thing, just one, your body hears, you're not in crisis. You have a plan. You're okay. So here's what I invite you to try this week. Choose one short prep window. 15 to 30 minutes is enough. Pick one food item to prepare, portion, or organize. Anchor one meal per day with a repeatable rhythm, not a strict menu, not exactly what you're going to eat, but the meal, the timing of the meal. Ask any parts that feel resistance. What do you need to feel safe trying this? You're not creating a rigid plan. You're creating rhythm, a rhythm that tells your body, your brain, and your inner parts, we can rest now. We don't have to panic about food anymore. Planning isn't control. It's care. Meal prep isn't performance. It's protection. You're not failing if your meals aren't perfect. You're learning how to make life gentler for the version of you that's healing, one step at a time. You're already doing the most important thing, showing up. Everything else builds from here. I'll see you on the next call.